Hey everyone, and thanks again for stopping by my channel. For those that recently watched my newest videos that I upload since I started uploading again to YouTube, thank you so much. For those that recently subscribed to my channel, thank you again so much. If you enjoy my content and haven't subscribed yet, please press that subscription button. Turn on notifications to know when I post new content and even possibly go live with content. So today's video is about light novels that I am recently reading, and it's actually one that I've come back to reading again. So this is actually a reread, and I realize that the way I'm filming this, the title's actually backwards, so I do apologize. Um, for this, I'll try to fix that for next video. But yeah, so that was not intentional. So yeah, so this is the book that I'm rereading again, a light novel. It's called Another by Yukito Ayatsuji. If I mispronounce the name, I do apologize. So how I got into this one in particular was I actually had checked out the anime first. So if anyone who has watched the anime yet, then you kind of know what it's about. We'll get kind of into the story about this in a second. So I really did enjoy the anime. It is kind of dark though. It's a horror anime. Um, where this kid moves to this town with his family members, and some mysterious happenings start happening. There's some mysterious deaths and accidents that start happening around him in his classroom, and just other people in the community. So that anime, if you haven't checked it out and you like the mysterious and the dark and the scary for anime, definitely want to check out. I'm one that, as over time, the past few years, I started reading light novels. Probably been like maybe 4 years or so that I've really got into light novels. I have like at least 20 or 30 behind me on this little shelf. Um, so what I notice is that when I watch an anime, I prefer to read the light novel after. Just because it's like, hey, I love the anime. I can dig deeper. There's going to be more content that's in the book that was not in the anime, because a lot of the animes, they condense it a little bit, just like with the manga. Um, I've noticed that if I read a manga or a light novel first, and I was like, oh, cool, I really liked that. I'm going to go check out the anime adaptation now, because it's so condensed. I didn't really enjoy it as much. You know, everyone has their own way. You have some that prefer reading the stuff first and then watching the anime. For me personally, my personal preference, my flavor with this is I prefer watching the anime and then getting into the backstory, all the little details that you miss out on. So I know in some of the animes, there will be maybe some creative license taken just a little bit, where they might tweak or change certain things in the anime that were in the original story. They might tweak some stuff, or they might add some stuff. Um, However, my preference is I like to check out the anime first and then deep dive into the universe. There's actually 3 books to this series. So you have, this is the first one, and then they had a sequel. However, they had a side story that is supposed to be kind of between the 2 books. I don't know if that side story technically came out between the 2 books, but it's supposed to be like the bridging story between the 2 books. So what's kind of neat about this one is you have the face on the side. I kind of want to get the Japanese version of these books, because this is 1 volume for this book. It's just 1 volume. The original Japanese version, there's 2 volumes to the book, and the 2 books come together and it forms a face. So each one's a half of the face. And I think the second book to the series, so not the side story, but the true sequel to the series, I think is the same thing, where it has the 2 books that make the face. It's kind of neat though, because I kind of have it like on my bookshelf with these 2 stacked. You see the 2 faces. But yeah, so I kind of want to get the second one. So I'm going to read the synopsis on here so you can I kind of just gave like a very basic, bland, like, hey, this is kind of the storyline. So I'm actually going to read the synopsis of the book. So in the spring of 1998, so it's set in the 90s, Koichi Sakakibara transfers to Yomiyama North Middle School. In class, he develops a sense of unease as he notices that the people around him act like they're walking on eggshells, and students and teachers alike seem frightened. As a chain of horrific deaths begin to unfold around him, he comes to discover that he has been placed in the cursed class 3, in which the student body head count is always one more than expected. Class 3 is haunted by a vengeful spirit responsible for gruesome deaths in an effort to satisfy its spite. To stop the vicious cycle gripping his new school, Koichi decides to get to the bottom of the curse. But is he prepared for the horror that lies ahead? So there are some twists and turns in here. There's definitely surprises towards the end of it. I don't want to ruin it for you, but it's a really good read. So if you haven't checked out the anime, check it out. If you haven't checked out the light novel yet, check it out. I recommend. So yes, this is what I'm currently reading, and once I'm done with this, I'm probably gonna reread the side book or the side story, and then read the sequel. Because I think the way I read it was I read this one, the sequel, and then I read the side story. I think that's how I read it. So yeah, so definitely this is my recommendation. Check out another. If this one might you can do if you do digital downloads, you can definitely get it. You can get it digital. If you're looking for the physical copy, I think I can't remember if I got this one used or not. Because years ago, this was in Barnes and Nobles, and I was like, oh, what's that? It was before I saw the anime, and I passed it over. So I had a harder time finding it this time around. You can find it on used book sites. Sometimes they're kind of pricey. This one, I think this one I got used but new or something like that. It might have been on Amazon from some kind of bookseller. So if you're looking for the physical copy of this, you might have to really track it down. However, I'm kind of like a purist when it comes to reading. So if you can get a copy, if you can get the original copy, great. If not, you can get it for digital. So with that, thank you so much for stopping by this video. Thank you for clicking on and watching. Just by subscribing and watching, you're helping to support the channel, and I definitely appreciate that. The next video, one of the next videos that I'm going to be covering is going to be some of the manga that I'm currently reading, as well as some updates to some of my previous videos on what I'm doing to achieve those goals that I have for 2026. So stay tuned. So please click that subscribe button, turn on notifications to know when I post more videos. See you around. Have a great day, guys. And thank you.